Alright, timestamp. May 12th, a little after 2 a.m. We're at Leonardo Station. My mom passed on Thursday morning. That would be Mr. Acorn playing with one of the toys I got him. It's one of the things that's actually made me smile naturally over the past few days. Pixie's been here off and on, camping out with me, trying to figure things out. Health check. We both picked up something. I know this isn't the emphysema. We both picked up something from one of the nursing homes, hospitals that we went to. Bronchial kind of, so I'm not getting stuff done that I want to get done just because I don't have the energy, and shortness of breath is real. And again, she's having it too, so I know it's not the emphysema. We both picked up the same bug. But we've been hanging out at all the same clubs and dance floors recently, so I'm attempting to make some order out of the chaos that's over here. The hoarding is real. It's just the bed bugs are real too. I actually filmed a few earlier. Oh yeah, I smacked one. I flicked it with my fingernail. It was crossing the back of one of my parents' chairs. They've got some big fluffy chairs in the living room that probably need to be set fire to or something. I don't know, because they smell funky, like urine smell, and I don't know if it's it's grown-up human smell or Chihuahua pee. I don't even know anymore. I don't know. But where is it? Oh yeah. For science, you can see that. Yeah, I got him at Ollie's a while back. It was kind of one of those I wanted to give it to him when we got here as a welcome to your new home. You got a new toy, distraction. But it's a bright aqua blue cockatoo with he's probably about 12 inches tall. It's resting, on a branch. There's actually a piece of rope, and it's got crinkly and a squeaky, and it's got everything you could ever want in a dog toy. And he's pretty good about playing with dog toys and not just sitting there and eating them. Sammy eats dog toys. You always have that kid that they think it's their job to actually dismantle the toys and not just play with them, Sammy is that kid. Tired, I haven't been able to sleep because I've been coughing myself awake and whatnot. Their technology here is... A while back, they had complained that they couldn't figure out how to make Netflix and all that work. And a friend had gotten them a used Roku TV. So we've got the TV in the living room is just Roku only. But there's a lot to work with on that. And honestly, there have been bigger things to deal with than worrying about that, Put that on top of the leftover containers that were in the freezer labeled with the date and what the meal was. They're from January of 2024. Oh, and I've thrown out about $1,000 worth of stockpiled food that was expired. Some stuff expired in 2010 and 2012, which means that because they bought this place in 2013, it means that they actually moved expired food to their new house. Hey. Acorn. on, buddy. Yeah, I know. He has a little bit of attitude. He's a good boy. Trying to make it work like we are, I guess. Right, bud? But yeah, I remember in 2023 when we were throwing out very expired food then, my dad got furious because we were throwing out all their food, in quotes. It was like, Dad, some of this stuff expired 20 years ago. At that point, you're not stockpiling food. You know what I mean? We understand the idea of stockpiling food. Sure, okay. Prepping, whatever, for a rainy day. We're in Florida, hurricane country, having some extra food on hand. That's never a bad idea, because a good hurricane can shut down an area for a week, a month, 3 months, So, having some extra canned food or whatnot, yeah. But the point of it is you rotate it. You eat the old stuff, you get new, put it in the back. Maybe it's just doing retail as long as I did the whole FIFO thing. It's just, they were just buying stuff and putting it on top of, and putting it on top of that, and putting more on top of that, and it's like, guys, if you're not actually using it all, it's going to go bad. It's going to expire. And some stuff can last past the date. And I know that. And we know that. We're looking it up to make sure, stilltasty.com is a great site. But, like Chuck, the Wonder Idiot, when he helped Dad clean out the fridge in here, because DCF was looking at the fridge, this is in February, and they had a couple dozen eggs in the fridge that expired, one in October, one in November, as an example. And DCF saw that and was like, you should have food in the fridge, absolutely, but you should not have salmonella in the fridge. You figure 4-month-old eggs. That might be bad. Maybe that'll put you in the hospital. He wasn't cooking, so it was just kind of like for decoration, but still it was expired decoration. In DCF, I know it had to make it in the report because they mentioned it to me. It's good stuff. So, anyway, in going through, we're trying to get rid of the obvious trash, because we've got to get the bed bugs. We got to get working man out here to spray, because it's real. I watched a caravan of like 3 of them crawl across the back of one of those chairs again today, just like walking across the back of it. I was like, oh man, like they were doing a parade. Killed probably a half dozen to a dozen just with my hand. That's what I'm seeing. And you probably know this. There's what you see, and then there's what you don't see, and you don't see all of it. So, but yeah. So that's the thing. But because they've got an extra like fridge and freezer in the garage. So Chuck helped my dad get rid of all the stuff in the fridge in the kitchen proper that was bad. Because it got flagged. Okay, cool, good. He didn't actually get rid of it. It was in the fridge in the garage. The same eggs from October and November. They didn't get thrown out. They got moved to the fridge in the garage so that they could hang out for another 3 months. And he wonders why we question his decision-making abilities. I realize Dad's not going to eat them because Dad doesn't cook anymore. He just does, room temperature frozen dinners. It's a whole nother discussion. But the fact that it's still here after you cleaned out the fridge, um, dude. So anyway, we found this is a topic of interesting nature that my lawyer is very interested in too. We found one pistol. It's a dirty, grimy 22. All the rest of Dad's guns are gone. Now I know the guys from like VFW, Legion, what have you, and I talked to, I think I'm calling him Ron. He's one of the leaders there. He's actually helping me with some of the stuff from my mom, which is great because this is new for me. I've never had to bury my mom before. I got some people that are being really patient and really helpful, and I got a couple here and there that are just like, kind of giving me attitude. And it's like, guys, number one, really? Number two, do you think I'm like a pro at this? You know what I mean? How many times have I had to deal with this kind of thing before? I mean, this is new. But they bought, and bear in mind, my dad has 70, 80, 90 guns. It's the actual number is up for debate. My dad at one point said that he had 76 rifles, and I know that I've seen a dozen to 20 handguns. So I'm thinking probably 90-ish, at least 80. So his soldier buddies bought four long guns, four basically shotguns that were kind of rusty because they're going to do some kind of raffle charity thing. And they took a bunch of the BB gun and pellet guns, which a lot of those were included in the count. So of the 80 plus, some of them are BB rifle, pellet guns, whatnot. By my estimation, there's still 20 to 50 guns missing. My dad doesn't seem to know what's going on. So we're kind of wondering if Chuck did some kind of hustle. But then we did get my dad to the VA, and we got him in an assisted living for the moment while the VA looks for permanent housing. My dad said, and this kind of broke my heart, and it broke my heart when we told him about Mom. His brain is already broken. I just watched his heart break. He said, all the guns are gone. I promised to be good. I just want to go home. He doesn't seem to realize that it's not just the guns. It's the fact that he doesn't understand how to do his own banking. He doesn't won't do his meds correctly, He needs 24/7 handling. That's why every doctor, every nurse, every clinician that looks over his case says, no, he needs to be in a home. It's not us picking on him. It's the professionals going, yeah, no, this is what needs to happen. He's about to go into severe dementia. He can't handle basic problem solving, much less complex. No, and he's potentially dangerous. He brandished a screwdriver at Kelly a few weeks back. It's not just the guns. He'll stab you in the neck with a pen. Reminded of John Wick and a pencil story. So he knows that the guns are gone. But according to Chuck the Wonder Idiot, the only thing he knows about was the 4 rifles, the 3 rifles, the 10 rifles, because his numbers keep changing, which is interesting. But one of the things that is also missing is the Civil War rifle that my dad had. He had a 1863 musket. It's as tall as me, has the bayonet. I've seen ones go at auction in worse shape for like $10,000, $12,000, $14,000. Gone. I mentioned that to Dad, and Dad seemed rather surprised that was missing because he wasn't planning on doing anything with that yet. People kept lowballing him. So, we think there's some shenanigans going on here with Chuck. Nothing says friendship like taking advantage of a man with dementia. It's good. So, I'm hopeful that the truth will out. And it's weird because in one breath Chuck's like, oh, you're going to find a box with a whole bunch of handguns in it going through stuff. And then the next minute he's like, yeah, no, Fred got rid of all of his guns. Okay, both of these things cannot be true. If there's a box of handguns, Fred didn't get rid of all of his guns. You know what I mean? You need to pick one. So, but yeah, my lawyer's on it because it smells. It smells like somebody took advantage of my dad. And if he sold it, where's the money? Where's the money for it? Because I'm supposed to put that into the bank account for the estate. Because that's estate property. So anyway, I'm going to go to the funeral home tomorrow to make some of the arrangements. I'm very excited about that, of course. I feel like crap, and I don't want to do any of this. I expect everybody that's ever had to do this before has not wanted to do this, I'm waiting for a call from the VA to get Dad a permanent, better solution. But he's at least safe, he's secure. He's confused, he's unhappy, but I don't know that there's any way around that, I don't expect there is. There is. Boy, we went to Walmart because we had saved up some money. We're not loaded, but we saved up some money through all this because we knew that this day was coming. And based on the grocery situation here, we dropped like $400 at Walmart and just stocked up because I'm going to be doing meal prep for my pups, my kids as well as feeding myself and Pixie and all that. So we got so much to do here. It is terrifying. It is terrifying. There's hoarding and there's what we're looking at. There's got to be a stronger word. I don't know. Anyway. Some phone calls I gotta make. Some people, we want to do the funeral home arrangements and all that first, try and figure out a date so that I can make some phone calls and let some people know what has happened, because there are some people that need to be informed that I haven't informed yet because I haven't known what to tell them, and dreading the phone call. Don't have a lot of family left, but I do have an aunt, my mom's older sister. I'm dreading that call. How do you do that? Anyway, I'm optimistic about the future. My pup is like licking I'm wearing water shoes right now so that I can preserve socks. I've got everything, all my clothes in like Ziplocs to keep the bed bugs out, literally. So I'm wearing water shoes around the house because I can just throw those in hot water or something like that real quick. He's licking my big toe through the water shoe. It's a rather odd sensation. It's not a fetish of mine, so it's kind of strange. Oh my. Oh my. Scrappy not in front of the others. And I am, the coffee maker that I bought in 2023 was still on the counter here in the kitchen, so I managed to move stuff out of the way so I could pull it forward and clean it real quick. So I've been mainline coffee. I picked up a whole bunch of the Harry and David breakfast blend and the vanilla, so that's what I'm pretty much drinking. Which is fine with me. Anyway. Make it a great day.